What does failure really mean? Well, hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the Rock Your Brand podcast. I'm your host, Scott Boker, a serial entrepreneur on a mission to help you. This show is designed to teach you, to inspire you, to motivate you to take massive action and build a future-proof business. So, whether you're just starting out or taking your existing business to the next level, this is your home. Now, if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's rock your brand. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Rock Your Brand podcast. This is episode 920, and today we are going to be talking about that word failure and how to get unstuck, because that is a huge, massive problem for a lot of people, because they just either try and then they say, it seems like it's just not going to work for me. Or, this tech stuff is just really holding me back, so I'm just not going to do it. And then they start blaming themselves. I'm not smart enough to be able to figure this out. Or, I'm not quite sure that I'm the right type of person to jump on video, or I'm not the right type of person to write emails. Any of that stuff. We start self-sabotaging ourselves. We're hard on ourselves. I've done it myself. Here's the deal, though. We can't look at it that way. And as we're moving forward into 2021, it's coming, guys. It's almost here, depending on when you're listening to this. And what I wanted to do was address this. I wanted to bring attention to it. And really, I titled this How to Fail and really fail forward, but how to do it in a way that allows you to grow and not get stuck. Really, because I don't even look at the word failure as something that is real. It's something we've labeled it as, but did you really fail? Or are you still in the game? Because the only time that you fail, in my eyes, and if you're not watching this, you can't see, I just did the air quotes, is when you stop and you give up. That's what I call a failure, right? Or a moment of failure, but it's really a lesson learned for the most part. So what I want to do here is I want you to listen in on this conversation. This isn't that long. I think it's around 10, 12 minutes, but this might be just what you need. And, if you are not part of our morning coffee talks, our little coffee crew, I would encourage you to hang out with us. And if you can't make it Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, that's fine. If you can make it one day, great. If you can make it on Fridays for our jam session, that's awesome. But we don't just talk about building our businesses and our brands. I mean, we do talk a lot about that. But we talk a lot about how do we stay motivated? How do we hold ourselves accountable? How do we commit to really going after the life that we want and that we deserve? How do we not get stuck? And how do we bust through those barriers? Well, this little conversation that I was having with our morning crew might shed a little bit of light on it for you. And I had so many people on here that said, wow, now I think about this totally different, and this totally woke me up. So I'm hoping it's going to do the same for you. All right. So if you want to be a part of our morning crews, head on over to takeactioncrew.com and you can do so there. We'd love to have you. And if you just want to hang out with some cool people that are, helping each other, also staying motivated. And, I'll get on there every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to kind of give you a little kick in the butt if you need it. All right. So, hey, check this out and just think about what I'm going to say here and really try to apply it to yourself. All right. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. So I want you to understand that failure, we're always using the word failure. And I even used it here because it gets attention. That's the only reason why I used it. Fail forward, right? Failing. What does failure really mean? To me, it means that you did something, it didn't work as planned, and you just said, you know what? I'm frustrated. I'm not going to do it anymore. That's a failure. You're done. Okay. If you are not done, and if you take that lesson from what you just did, that's kind of what we can say fail forward, because you're not done. You're actually learning from that failure, which I don't even want to use the word failure. It's a lesson. I just used this example the other day at the digital product creation workshop. And the thing is you could create, let's say, for example, you go through the digital product creation workshop, you follow everything to a T, you create your ebook, let's say, and you get it all done. You put it out there into the universe and you get 2 sales. And you're like, oh my gosh, man, that really stinks. I thought I did everything right. Only 2 sales? You know what? This just doesn't work. No, we're going to call a timeout there. I'm going to blow the whistle on that one. And we're going to say this. Okay, you got 2 sales. Number one, you've got a digital asset right now that you can sell for as long as you want. Okay, that's number one. Number two, just might not have the right audience for that offer yet. Okay. Number three, even if that product was not going to sell at all, you learned through that entire process. You learned how to come up with an idea in your market that your market needs and wants. You might not have just had the reach yet, the traffic, the email list, or the blog traffic to sell it yet. Okay. So that's number one. You've been through the process. So you've learned how to identify, then you learned how to create it, whether that's an ebook, whether that's a video course, whether that's a workshop, whatever, whether it's creating templates and selling those, doesn't matter. You learned that process. So at the end of that, is that a failure? I mean, ask yourself that. Or can you look at that and go, you know what? Before I started that 30 days to building my digital product, I didn't know the first thing about building a digital product, but now I do. So now guess what? The next time that you see something in your market, you're like, you know what? That would probably be a good product. Guess what? I know how to do it. I know how to do it now because why? You've done it. So understand there is no such thing as a failure in my book. Not until you stop trying. And I talk about, I use this, analogy like you're either on the sidelines or you're in the game. Okay. Now my Giants football team, they are not doing all that great. Actually, they're starting to do a little bit better and they've had some close games. So I'm going to say they're actually doing better every single game. But they're learning from every single game, every single play, they're learning. And what do? They pull up the footage and the whole team looks at it and they start identifying problems. They start identifying why something didn't work and then they adjust and they go back and they try again. It's the same thing in what we're doing. We're basically playing a game, guys. We're playing a game of business and we're learning every step of the way. But the people that just go, you know what? I put product up there. I thought it was going to make me $100,000 and it didn't. So I guess it's just a failure. It doesn't work for me. No, that actually happened to you for a reason. To number one, help you also identify what maybe a better thing is, because now you have to dig a little bit deeper. You have to ask certain questions. Whenever we start doing something, we actually have to ask questions. Why did I only get 5 sales? And I sent out all those emails. There's 2 reasons. One, maybe I didn't poll my audience like I should have. I didn't ask them. I just guessed. Maybe that's one reason. Maybe the other reason is, you know what? Maybe it's just something that people don't really want, but I thought they did. They'd be willing to get it for free, but not pay for it. Wouldn't know that till I asked them to buy it. That's why if you want to do a pre-sale, you could do that and start kind of like a little Kickstarter and you can kind of get people to buy in. So I did that twice already, which by the way, in the digital product creation workshop, I actually show you the email list building fast track workshop, how we sold that, how we sold it before we even created it. Same thing with the digital product creation workshop, did the same exact thing. We actually sold the workshop before we did it. It's kind of like this. Imagine you're into pottery and someone's going to do a pottery class on the weekend. You're going to buy a ticket to go and then you're going to go there and do it on Saturday, right? So you're buying a ticket to attend the workshop or the class or the video series. Or maybe you're going to buy in to get a ebook that's created that isn't created yet, but you're going to get a 75% off discount for being the first 25 that help with this process. And they're going to get feedback from you so they can create a better product. So all of that stuff, you can do that. I've done it and I literally just did it. And we're going to do it again. We're going to do it again. Our next fast track workshop, we're going to do one more before the end of the year. And it's either going to be probably, and I have these 3 different categories, which I think people want and need, is niche, discovery, and validation. It's a big one for a lot of people. If they do not get past that stage, they cannot build a brand. Okay. It's a huge hurdle. Okay. So that's one. The next one is content creation for traffic. Not just content creation. I'm talking about creating content that we know we're putting out there because it's getting traffic. So we're not guessing, we're validating it beforehand, creating content, creating a content schedule, a plan, a strategy, so we can go ahead and start planting seeds. Content creation. It's another huge thing for businesses that aren't taking advantage of it. That's another topic. The other one is email marketing. Now, email marketing is not email list building. We already did email list building. If you don't have a list, you might not be ready for email marketing. Okay. Email marketing to me is sending emails that develop goodwill, know, like, and trust with your list. Okay. That's email marketing. Email marketing is also sending out promotions. Okay. We call it profit pushes. We actually gave you I actually did one here on a coffee talk. What was it? The last one that we did here. And I broke down our profit push on how you would send out a promotion over the course of a week. Okay. That's part of email marketing. Email marketing is also doing surveys like I just did this morning, and I've done several times to get intel. Sending a naked email, that's email marketing. Okay. But also you got to know how to write the emails. So that would be part of that. So those are 3 areas. And if you're just tuning in, if you can select one of those, drop it in the comments. Let me know which one of those are you at or that you would benefit from. Which one of those? Because we're going to do one of those, and I'm leaning towards niche validation, content creation. That's what it's looking like so far right now. And I literally just sent that out this morning, and the results in so far are like 50-50 on the well, they're tied as far as validation and then content creation. So I would love to know your feedback on that. All right. So is there such a thing as failure? I don't believe there is. Okay. I just believe that it's learning and that thing didn't work. Right. And there's a reason why it didn't work. It's not just like it didn't work because you did things bad. It could just be, well, I didn't do the targeting right. So I have to just fix that. Right? You learn from it. You ran a play in the game, and now we have to adjust. Okay. That's all that we're doing. So this whole idea of failing forward, it's using the word failure, but it's really like getting results and then learning and then moving forward. Getting results, learning, and moving forward. And the other thing I want you to do, and actually we do this a lot inside the academy, we're going to be doing more of this, is really like people think that they're, I'll use Karen as an example. One of our BCA students. Actually, there's 2 Karens that they might even both be on right now. There's 2 Karens, both really just action takers. They're constantly doing stuff. And so the one Karen said she left a comment and said, "Man, I just feel like I'm still kind of in the beginning. You know, like I still feel like I'm still a newbie in a sense." And I said, "Wait a minute, time out. Let's kind of go through the different stages." So stage 1 is finding your niche, validating it, and saying, yes, I'm going to put the stake in the ground and I am going to build a brand around this. Okay. That's stage 1. Stage 2 is building your foundation. So when you build your foundation, what does that mean? Well, to me, it means we're going to build a website. So we need to get our domain name. We need to get hosting. We need to put up our website, our WordPress blog. That's what we use. And then from there, we need to come up with at least 5 pieces of content. We need to optimize that content, put it on our website so it can get organic reach from Google. Okay. And that right there, my friends, is stage 2. Stage 3, list building. So now we're into list building. So if we're talking about list building, what does that mean? Well, it could mean email list. It could be getting people on your Facebook business page. It could be getting people in a Facebook group. It could be Instagram, if that's your thing, if that's where your market's at, right? But to me, it's email list building. So that's where it would be. If you've already built a list or you're starting to build a list, you're in that stage now. Okay. And then stage 4 would be monetization and be like, okay, how are we going to turn this into money? Well, we can write blog posts that are all product based with affiliate offers. We can add or run ads on our site if we have some type of traffic. We can also promote just independent products like that are affiliates, or we can become affiliates. We can create our own digital products. We can sell our own physical products, right? So if you have one of those and you've made your first $1, you would be in that stage still. And then stage 5 would be growth. And that's where we kind of go back and we go, okay, we got to create more content. We're going to scale that out. We're going to go ahead and add more to our email list. So you kind of growth is kind of going back to those, maybe 2, 3, and 4. So the reason why I'm sharing this is because I said to Karen, I go, you're actually in stage 3 working towards stage 4. So you're actually further ahead than you think. And she's like, yeah, I guess I am. Okay. So no matter where you're at a stage in the business growth. But once you're through it, guess what? You've learned that entire process. Even if that brand isn't the one that you're going to be doing in the next 5 years, you're learning the process by doing, and you're not just scratching your head going like, I wonder if this niche is going to be worth it. I wonder. Let's not wonder. Let's actually do it so we get a result. But with that being said, we want to take our best guess by doing validation, by doing our research. That's why niche validation is huge. It's a huge piece, because then we can cut that risk down by a lot. All right. Well, there you have it. Yes, I did try to give you the best way possible for thinking about what does failure really mean. And if you are going to call it failure, let's call it failing forward. All right. Let's stumble forward, right? Not backwards. Let's stumble forward. Let's fail forward. I don't even like using that word, failure. I think we should call it learn forward, because every single thing we do, we learn. And it doesn't matter if it worked, if it didn't work, we got a result. I have a shirt that I had made called action, or it says action equals results. It's the only way you can get a result is if you actually do something. But if you think about something, you're not quite sure, you're just never going to be able to see for real if it worked or if it didn't. And if it didn't, it's still not a failure, because you learned something from that. You took a lesson from that. All right. So you might want to bookmark this one. Go back every now and then when you feel you're getting stuck. Go back and listen to that one, or just come hang out with us over at takeactioncrew.com. It's free, by the way. It's where I hang out, drink a little bit of coffee, and we jam a little bit on building your brand, keeping yourself motivated, keeping yourself inspired, committing to yourself, committing to your business, really committing to the freedom that you ultimately want. All right. So this was episode 920. If you want to head on over to the show notes, you can find them over at brandcreators.com/920. And you can grab everything over there, or just head on over to takeactioncrew.com. All right. So guys, remember, as always, I'm here for you. I believe in you, and I am rooting for you. But you have to, come on, say it with me, say it loud, say it proud, take action. Have an awesome, amazing day, and I'll see you right back here on the next episode. Now let's rock your brand.